Hi, good morning, friends. Um, it is Monday. I hope you had a good long weekend, and I hope you took Friday off to rest and relax. And um, I know I did. I was kind of busy, but I did have a good weekend. Lots of house stuff to do. But anyways, our morning message this morning is going to look a little different because, as you can see, which you don't usually see in a morning message, you can see me this morning, and you can also see the computer in what I'm working on over here. So what we're going to do is we're first going to do our songs, and then I'll let you know a little more about what we're going to do today. Okay? So go ahead, stand up if you want. You can sit, but you'll get to see the video today. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. All right, again. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. All right, and our next song. You can stand up, you can sit if you want, whatever you feel like on this Monday morning. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you turn around. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you turn around. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you turn around. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you sit back down. All right, boys and girls, this morning, that would be fun to do one day, but not today. This morning, I wanted to give you kind of an update on what you guys are going to be doing this week. Okay, not a lot of things. Some of the scheduling has changed. We wanted to make it a little funner for you guys this week. So we kind of switched up. We want you to do some math first, and then we kind of combined reading and science this week. And for science, we're going to start learning about plants. But we thought it'd be fun to read this fun story. So you're going to be able to see the story on the screen, and I'm going to read it to you, okay? I don't have it. I have the big book, but it's at school, so I decided to read it online instead of you watching the YouTube video of it, okay? So that you could hear my voice and you could hear me talking about the book, okay? So I'm going to get rid of my face, and I'm going to show you the whole book, okay? So this book is called My Garden. Let's see if I can make it full screen. There we go. All right, this book is called My Garden. And if you can see where my little mouse is, it says My Garden. And the author and illustrator is Kevin Henkes. Now, this is one of Miss Anderson's favorite stories. All right, are you ready? It says, My mother has a garden. I'm her helper. I water, I weed, and I chase away the rabbits so that they don't eat all the lettuce. It's hard work, and my mother's garden is very nice. But if I had a garden, so she's thinking if she had a garden, what her garden would look like. There would be no weeds. The flowers would keep blooming and never die. Let me reread that really quick. In her garden, there would be no weeds, and the flowers would keep blooming and never die. Now, I had to reread that because I got a little confused because in our real life, flowers do die and there are weeds. So, in her mind, she's playing make-believe and she's making a garden of her own. So this is going to be fun. We're going to see what she wants to put in her garden. In my garden, the flowers could change color just by thinking about it. Pink, blue, green, purple, even patterns. And if you picked a flower, another one would grow right back in its place. Wow, that would be pretty cool. So every time she'd pick a flower, another one would grow in its place as super, super quick. That's really cool. In my garden, the rabbits won't eat lettuce because the rabbits would be chocolate and I would eat them. That kind of goes with Easter because for Easter, a lot of times people buy chocolate rabbits. That would be good to have a garden that grew chocolate. If I planted seashells, I'd grow more seashells. And if I planted jelly beans, I'd grow a great big jelly bean bush. Now, this story is fiction. And remember, we used to talk about fiction. Fiction is a story that is just a story that somebody made up, right? This couldn't happen in real life, but it's silly and it's fun to read. Sometimes in my garden, good, unusual things would just pop up. We'd have buttons and umbrellas and rusty old keys. You see the keys over here? So all these random things would grow out of the ground. That would be silly. In my garden, there would be birds and butterflies by the hundreds, so that the air was humming with wings. That's really pretty. She said so that the air was humming with wings, so that all those wings would sound like a beautiful song. The tomatoes would be as big as beach balls, and the carrots would be invisible. Well, because I don't like carrots, she said. At night, the morning glories would stay open, shining like stars, and the strawberries would glow like lanterns. It's nighttime now. Only the fireflies and the porch lights are glowing. Before bed, I take one seashell from the shelf in my room and go to my garden. So what I just realized is she kind of went from this page because it was nighttime and she went back to the real garden, to her mom's garden. And she said, "It's nighttime now. Only the butterflies in the back porch light are glowing. Before bed, I take one seashell from the shelf in my room and go into the garden. I poke the seashell into the ground. Who knows what might happen? I cover it up with dirt and I pat down the dirt with my foot." So she took the shell from her bedroom and she kind of thought of her dream garden. She's like, I wonder if this could actually happen. Do you think that would happen? No, probably not. What are you doing? Asked my mother. Oh, nothing, I say. Just working in the garden. The end. And um, if you look over here, you can see that there's a little root growing out of a seashell. And do you think that would really happen? No, probably not. But that's the author's way of incorporating that into his story. All right. Hi, guys. Welcome back. That was a really cute story, and I'm glad I read that. And it's one of my favorite stories because I love how she does silly things in her garden. And your job for your reading and science lesson this week is we're going to make a garden out of paper and crafts, whatever you want to do. But it's going to be day to day. So, like we do in our classroom, we start with something and then each day we add on. Okay? Your job today is to make the soil. So, if you look, it's silly right here. Let's try to go back to let's see if I can quickly go back to page 1. Oh, so let's see. Right here, this is where she is making the garden with her mom. And what I notice is that their garden starts with soil. So every garden has to have soil. And then sometimes there's grass on top. Now, I did this in our picture, and I'm going to show you kind of what your day one thing should look like. Okay, so this is what I made. And I used construction paper. Now, if you don't have construction paper, you can color it. You can color paper and then cut it out and glue it onto a paper. But this is what I want you to do today. I labeled it. Now it's a little backwards for you, but I labeled it. It says my garden. What I did is I put soil and I put some grass. And that is all that you need to do today. Okay? And then maybe what I would do is I would label the soil and I'd label the grass. Okay? Now, we're going to learn all week about plants, and we're probably even going to go into next week about plants. Um, and it's just a fun way to get started, okay? So that is your job. I can post a picture of it if you'd like. Um, this is your job for today. If you need to go back and reread the story, you can. You can rewind the video. But that is all that I have for you this morning. I can't wait to see your stuff. Be sure to send me pictures and have a good Monday. There's a math lesson posted as well. And good luck.